intentional shift of God. What does a shift mean is what we need to understand first. A shift is change. A shift is movement. It's taking you from point A and bringing you to point B. Amazing about an intentional shift is that whose intention is behind the shift, if not the creator's, if not God's intention for us. Listen, I have the biggest smile today because I understand why now I had to go through certain things. I understand God's vision for me. I understand why I had to go through such a difficult childhood, difficult upbringing. I had to see so many bad things. I had to experience so many bad things, so many bad people. I had to be let down. I had to be disappointed. I needed to be angry. I needed to be bitter. I needed to be lost in order for me to appreciate the things that God has given me now. Joseph is a prime example of an intentional shift. God allowed him to be sold, to be imprisoned. Like, God allowed all of these things to happen, because if you look back at the word clearly says that Joseph got in a dream. He already got inspired by God in the dream. He already got the revelation of how God was going to exalt him, behind how he would rule over his siblings. So God showed him the destination, but God didn't show him how they were going to get there or how he was going to get there. God didn't show him the suffering he would need to go through. God didn't show him how bad it was going to get before it got good. He didn't show him the storm. He just showed him the rainbow. He just showed him the sunset. He just showed him the success. But we all know that he went through trials and tribulations in order to get to where he was at the end of God this. Had allowed him to go through all of those things in order to get to where he needed to be. Hannah was sterile. She was sterile, but she was sterile by the will of God. Hannah had to go through that experience of being barren for her to understand the value in being fruitful. Perhaps you're going through the storm, perhaps you're going through the difficult period of time, but what's important is endurance, because before you get to the point that you need to be at, which is at the end, which is at the shift of your life, you need to be able to endure. What's endurance? Endurance is that middle period. The endurance is the intentional shift. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that in this middle period where you don't really know what's going on, why? Because it should be in the hands of God. Another thing that is our problem is what? We like to have control over the situation. We want to have control over our lives. We want to have control over all that is going on. But listen, when you begin to withhold nothing and give it unto God, and you just understand that, look, he is the one that is in control of this situation, that middle bit of endurance becomes what? Being content in the positioning that you are in then. Being content with your situation. Being content with what's going on. Being content with what you don't have. Being content with where you're at. Pushes you to be able to be in the best position to accept that shift, to get that shift. It's a whole process. I've just given you 3 steps to the shift. Start off with such a negative situation. It can start off with such a negative thing that perhaps you are going through. But listen, be in the position of enduring and be content with where you're at. Don't stop praying. Don't stop hoping. Don't stop asking, but be content with where you're at, because if the minute that you begin to be content with where you're at, listen, you're ready to receive the shift of your life. The end of that shift is perhaps what you've been asking for, what you've been wishing for, what you've been saying to God that you're in need of, whether it's a child, whether it's financial stability, whether it's whatever it is that you're looking for. Oh, Jesus is so intentional. Job had everything. Job was this and that. If you take it in the time of now, the 21st century, you could have said that he was a billionaire and that he had loads of money, that he had all the things that you could possibly need. He had it all the time where God wanted to intentionally shift him even more. And the devil didn't know about this, because the devil was busy, saying to God, I'll remove all the stuff that he has and we'll see if he still loves you the way that he loves you. Some of us are going through that period of time where the devil has been going to God and saying, look, take all the things away from her, take all the things away from him, and we will see if really and truly he loves you. Oh yes, Job had all the things that he had removed from him. God removed all of those things from him. And where was he? He was in a period of endurance. He was in a period of acceptance. He was in a period of understanding that the will of God had to be accomplished over his. And he endured and he became content, even in that difficult time. Jesus is Lord. Job did not say anything negative about God. He didn't turn around and say, oh, you so-called God, I thought you said he was going to do X, Y, and Z, as some of us do. When things are not going our way, we start complaining at God. Oh, you're not even a working God anyway. We start to forget that it's a process. But he endured during this middle period. He endured, and that is why he was able to get even more than what he had initially. When God decided to shift him, glory. When God decided to shift him, he ended up having more than what he had before. This is it. If we will just endure, if we will just remain faithful, remain in a position where it's like, God, I understand. I don't understand, I should even say, but because I know my life doesn't belong to you, because I know that you are in control of my situation, I am going to endure. I'm going to stay in this place and I'm going to continue doing what it is that I need to do. The shift will come. The shift will come. The shift will come, and the shift will become automatic if we learn how to respect that middle process where things are uncertain, where things, the influential shift means that there's a purpose behind the shift, that the shift needs to bring something. Even in that shift, perhaps understanding will come, wisdom will come, strength will come. All of these things that we didn't have before is what will come at the end. Whoever's at the beginning of their intentional shift right now, like I said, sometimes with an intentional shift, it can start negatively, but remember, it will end positively if you learn how to take advantage of the middle period, this middle period of endurance. Listen, so long as God is still in control, so long as Jesus is not in the tomb, that shift belongs to you.